Hey, what's up guys, Nick here, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be covering the brand new winter update that has just come out for the MCC. Every time a brand new update for the MCC comes out, I'm still left a little bit mind blown, a little bit shocked that this game, after all those years, has finally been fixed and we're getting continuous brand new updates for the game. It is absolutely amazing. And this new update is no different. This might be my favorite one from a gameplay standpoint for the MCC. I don't think the game has ever felt better since this update has come out. It feels incredible. So in today's video, we'll be breaking down what is new about the update and kind of showing you guys why you should jump on and try it out yourself, because it's one of those things where you won't really see the effects in a video before you go and try it yourself and see how the game now feels. I know what some of you might be thinking as well. Wow, Nick, your t-shirt looks amazing. Let me get a better look at that. So yes, my first ever piece of merchandise has arrived at my house. It is super sick to kind of see it in person. I saw the design quite a while ago now. It's been ages since I first saw it. So it's just really awesome to kind of have my own merch in person, to be wearing it in a video. So again, link to my merch in the description. I'm not going to sell out super hard in every video. I just thought I'd give it a quick mention because this is the first time I'm wearing it in a video. So before I sell out for too long, let's get on to the MCC winter update and what has changed about the game. Alright guys, as you can initially tell from the beginning of this video, the menu for the MCC is completely different. It has received a bit of a winter update, I guess. They released the image and the GIF of this background quite a while ago. Of course, they wanted this update to come out in December time, but there was an issue, so it had to get pushed back a little bit to now January. But to have this background in the game, in the background of the menus, looks absolutely beautiful. This is by far my favorite menu that we've ever had in a Halo game. It just full stop. I think it's incredible. One of my favorite vehicles has got to be the Warthog, but seeing it in this winter wonderland covered in snow, it's so badass. I absolutely love this. If you guys are wanting this image as a background for your PC or whatever, I'll have a link to a 4K version in the description of this video, so make sure you go there if you're wanting this as a background, because I've been using it for the longest time and it looks so good. But this is the first big initial change that you'll notice about the MCC. The background is now very winter themed. Okay, moving on from the fancy background of the MCC, I'm going to go on and actually explain some of the gameplay changes that have come with this update. So probably the biggest thing about this update would definitely have to be the modern aiming change that has come to Halo Combat Evolved up to Halo 3. Now, modern aiming, as the name goes, obviously is trying to make the aiming of these games feel a little bit more modern, and feel a little bit more up to date. So it's not actually affected Halo 2 Anniversary or Halo 4, because they're a lot more modern than CE to 3, obviously. So 343 have put up a waypoint post to try and explain and break down what has changed about this modern aiming update, what it's hoping to help try and fix with the game. So their description reads, "This feature is designed to help address feedback from some players that aim acceleration in MCC doesn't feel right. The modern aiming option helps to smooth out the aim acceleration zones on your controller by using values that are more like Halo 2 and Halo 4 than the older legacy titles. The big difference you will notice is the movement of your cursor is much smoother with these settings turned on, and the aim acceleration zones in the diagonals are much harder to activate." Now, I didn't rush out to make this video on purpose because I wanted to spend quite a lot of time actually playing the game, to get used to it, to try out the new modern aiming, to let you guys know how I feel about it, to see if it actually has made a difference to my gameplay. So I've jumped into a custom game here to try and show you guys how the modern aiming update has kind of affected my game and how it helps you aim your weapons a lot better. So I'm using Halo 3 for this example, but it also works for Halo CE and Halo 2. So if you press start and go over to your settings and go all the way down, you'll see here aim control. So it's set the modern automatically, that's the preset now, but they do allow you to change it back and forth. So say for example you just want a purely classic Halo experience, you have that option. They let you play like that online, in single player or in custom games, wherever you want to play. But I can say from my stream last night, where I played for about 3 hours straight, I am a big fan of the modern aiming. I think it feels so much better than the classic setting. It just feels so much more smooth. Okay, so you're probably wondering, Nick, why are you playing on Snowbound? So I'm going to show an example of the modern aiming and how it helps your aim overall. So if I scoop down and follow this tower and follow the lines of the tower going all the way up, obviously it's not going to be completely perfect because it's pretty hard to do that, but if I track the tower as closely as possible with my aim, I'm able to guide my cursor pretty smoothly. It's not going too far off the line. I'm able to keep it pretty smooth and controlled as I go up the tower here. But if I go back to my settings and change the aim control back to classic, if I do the same thing, if I try and guided up the tower, it's going to feel a lot more rigid, a lot harder to control. It's almost like the aim acceleration is flying me all across the place, as you can see here. Oh my goodness, I can promise you I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm trying my absolute best to guide it without... It's so hard, dude. That's just a really basic example. It's kind of hard to show off in a video because it's something that you kind of have to play yourself to get the full effect. But as you can see there, I was trying my best to guide the controller up the tower in the classic and the modern aiming, and the modern aiming was just a lot easier. It made it feel a lot smoother to guide my cursor up the tower without feeling like I was losing complete control of whatever I was aiming at. And of course, when you're playing online trying to aim at people, that makes it a whole lot easier to try and, you know, aim at people's heads. I will say though that the modern aiming update made my shot in Halo 4 and H2A feel very strange. I don't know if it was on my head or if I'm just insane, but I had to change back to classic for those two games. But to be fair, the modern aiming update isn't really intended for those games simply because the other games are trying to be more like them and how smooth the aiming is. So it was probably just in my head, or I'm just a little bit crazy. But I used classic with Halo 4 and H2A, but I used modern with Combat Evolved up to Halo 3, if that makes sense. Okay, so moving on from the modern aiming, we're now going back a little bit to any of you Combat Evolved fans that are watching this video. They have added something to this update that some of you campaign fans of Combat Evolved might really enjoy. So they've added quite a few new skulls to the game, which I'm going to go through right now for any of you guys that maybe want to check them out and give them a go. Maybe if you want an extra challenge on top of Combat Evolved. So the first new skull is Anger. Enemies fire their weapons faster and more frequently. We have Bandana, which means just infinite ammo. There's Catch. Enemies throw and drop more grenades. There's Ghost, which makes AIs no longer flinch when attacked. There's Sputnik, which makes the massive objects decreased, making them more easily displaced. So I pretty much think this means that if you grenade something, they will blow away a lot better than before. I'm not entirely sure. You're gonna have to go check this one out yourself. That's just wrong. Increased enemy awareness of player. Thunderstorm upgrades the ranks of most enemies. And Tough Luck. Enemies always go berserk, always dive out of the way, never flee. So there's quite a few new skulls added to Combat Evolved. So if you guys want to check these out, make sure you jump on and try them out because there is a massive list here. If you guys would like to see a video of me trying out all these new skulls in a video, let me know in the comments down below and I'll definitely check it out. I will be doing a lot more campaign videos in the future, a couple different challenges here and there. Last but not least, there is a brand new playlist that has been added to the Master Chief Collection. So if we go to the social games here and go to the match composer, if we go across, Super Duper Fiesta is now in the MCC. So as you should be able to tell by the name, Super Duper Fiesta is basically just Fiesta but in the MCC, which is really cool as Fiesta is one of my personal favorite game modes. It's basically just your favorite Halo games but Fiesta, so you spawn in with random weapons and it's just chaos. It's a whole lot of fun. It can be very frustrating if you got bad weapons over and over like I always do. Fiesta is a good time, so if you want to check it out, I recommend you jump on because it just adds a whole lot of carnage to the matchmaking experience, but I'm a big fan of it. It is currently replacing Team Action Sack, but it is not forever as it's a temporary refresh. They're going to keep updating and changing up the game modes as time goes on to kind of keep the game up to date and add new things in every so often. So if you loved Action Sack, it will return in the future. This is not a permanent change. But Super Duper Fiesta includes Halo 2 Classic, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3, and Halo 4. So there's no Combat Evolved sadly, but basically every other game is playable, which is really awesome. And then after that, there's just a bunch of bug fixes and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go into that in this video, but if you want to check out what was fixed and what known issues there are, link to the waypoint post in the description of this video. So go read up on the update if you want to kind of just read it for yourself. And then they actually briefly mentioned what is coming in the future. So first of all, we have IP masking, which is basically a way for them to hide your IP in the game because there's a bit of an issue where people DDoS other players online. If you have no idea what a DDoS is, it's basically whenever they attack your internet and knock you offline, and they can do that by just seeing your gamer tag and then getting your IP address through the game. So it's actually kind of terrifying, but they're working on a feature to kind of block that so they can no longer get your IP, so DDoS attacks will no longer be a thing. The Customs Games browser is still coming. They're going to be doing testing for that in the next couple of months, so I'm very excited about this. MCC Customs browser is going to blow our minds because just imagine all your favorite custom games from all the other Halo games all in one place, and you're going to be able to search for them at any time. That will be incredible. So watch this space. It'll hopefully be coming very soon. And then post-game carnage report, so basically the little screen you see after the game ends, you'll be able to check that out in more detail. So that's pretty cool. Lots of new awesome stuff on the way. Still crossing my fingers for Halo Reach on the MCC. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here, but Make it happen. I just want it, okay? I need it. But that's going to do it for the winter update, guys. Hopefully you're excited about all the new features and just new things added to the game. I'm a big fan of this update. The aiming feels so much better now, so it's worth jumping on and just trying it out for that alone. Super Duper Fiesta is a blast as well, so lots of new stuff. Make sure you check it out. I'll continue to do these little update videos once we get new updates, so if you like it, make sure you drop a like on the video. It lets me know that you enjoy and appreciate me doing these videos. Drop a comment down below what your favorite part about this update is, and also subscribe if you're brand new. I would really appreciate it. But it's been your boy Nick. I appreciate everyone watching the videos, and I'll see you in the next one.